Greetings, I am Maniac, and this is The Acts of Gord. The Book of Apocalypse, Chapter 4. The heat is brought down on the operation. To seize the store, the guardian, the assistant, and the landlord agent would have to proceed through the landlord agent's employer's office to get a court order under the claim that the game store had been abandoned. It was unfortunate for the conspiracy crew that this particular business was owned by a personal friend of the family of the Gord who was fairly versed on the Gord's overseas adventures. But rather than let tip that the hand of the Gord was about to be brought down on everyone involved, instead a fallacy was told to the landlord agent, which consisted of claims that outside persons were interested in buying out the assets of the business and taking over operation of the game store. Of course, this was great news to her, as it meant that she could make more money for the same work. A meeting was to occur in 6 days to discuss the pricing and other terms. But this meeting would never occur. 4 days later, under the cover of darkness, a squad of 5 arrived at the store to seize and remove all that was the Gord's. Surprising to no one, the locks had been changed. This was expected, and one of the 5 enlisted was a licensed locksmith, who quickly removed the locking mechanism from the door. With the lock having been changed, it was thought to be probable that the security system's codes had also been changed. The Gord, while viewing it unlikely that the Guardian would turn against him, had prepared for such an eventuality. A backup code had been programmed into the security system, but had this clandestine code been discovered, the Gord had also explained how to completely disable the security system. The door was opened, and the security camera began counting down. To their places the squad members went, prepared to forcibly terminate the security system should the code not work. But such work was not needed. The backup code had worked. The stripping of the store began. The games, the shelves, the computers, everything. Into boxes it all went. And into the window went paper to obstruct the view of the unfolding event, as well as a sign that said, "Closed for taking inventory." How true that sign was. Sadly, the box of the Gord's personal items kept in storage at the back of the store containing many personal items, such as rare games he wanted kept safe for personal use, had been looted, and much of what was not of retail value had been thrown out. Though the virtual boys that sat watching ever vigilant over the store were unharmed. Over several hours, the store was stripped nearly bare. The recovery mission was a success, and away went the crew with the Gord's assets once again safely in the Gord's custody. On the 4th anniversary of the founding of the world-renowned game store of the future, all that remained was now an empty shell. It died as it began, embraced by chaos. Stay tuned for tomorrow for the final part.